For the next 45 minutes, we've got Reverend Manning with us, Reverend James David Manning, atlah.org, atlah.org. I'm Alex Jones of Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.tv. Reverend Manning has really drawn our attention in the last year or so, really eloquently exposing Barry Soetoro, Barack Obama, a.k.a. Barack Obama. Look, we know he was born in Kenya. All the evidence points at that. We know it's a fake birth certificate receipt that they put out, but we know 100% bona fide proven, because we can't 100% prove the other, 99%, that he did give up his U.S. citizenship. He did become an Indonesian citizen. His real name is Barry Soetoro, and that's now suddenly been in Newsweek and British newspapers, and they just put it out there like it's no big deal. This guy has got a CIA-connected mother with these big foundations and working for Geithner's dad. He's got a classic CIA-type background, and that's what Reverend Manning is working on with his influential church in New York, in Harlem. And he's been doing research on that. He's going to have, a public trial, citizen trial, to put this evidence on. So I wanted him to go over some of that evidence today with us. He is the chief pastor of ATLAH, that stands for All the Land Anointed Holy World Missionary Church in New York City, and we really appreciate him coming on with us today. Good to have you here, Reverend.
Alex, thank you so very much for having me on your broadcast today.
Well, there's so much going on here, but, let's cut right to the chase. I've seen a lot of evidence that he is an intelligence operative, and we know his real name's Barry Soetoro. We have a president who has a fake name, so it just gets worse and worse. How did you begin to research his CIA connections? Of course, they've been secretive about his college records, unlike any other president we've had. Break it down for us.
Well, to answer the question bluntly, is that the information was brought to me back in 2009 regarding the CIA connection. And when I first was made aware of it, I said, I'm not going to promote this or talk about it because it makes him look like he's a patriot, having served America during the time of the Soviet Union invasion in Afghanistan. And the Mujahideens, who were trying to stave off the Russian invasion, needed some help. But the American forces could not go in, troops could not go in on the ground and assist. So the CIA does what it does so proficiently, is that they formed a mercenary, if you will, type of a covert operation with arms and logistics and with training for the Mujahideen. And Obama was integral in that. They recruited him out of Occidental College when he was just a sophomore there, recognizing that he had Muslim experience. He speaks an Islamic language, by the way. And he was perfect for going into Afghanistan, nothing that Pakistan area, in as much as that, if you take an Anglo-Saxon CIA agent, put him up there in that area of Afghanistan, Pakistan, they stand out like a sore thumb. Obama proved to be very, very helpful to the Mujahideens.
And I would just interrupt and add that Arab television and others have marveled that his diction and his pronunciation of Arabic is better than most Arabs. This guy is highly trained.
No doubt about it. He's extremely well-versed, and he was extremely helpful. He played a major role in helping to turn that war around, and ultimately the Mujahideens were able to defeat the Soviet Union. They later became the Taliban, which Obama was integral in organizing. But he was a great asset to the Afghan and to the CIA and American people.
Okay, what evidence do you have of this?
Well, I can only state that, as I stated there, Alex, I'm just not able to go beyond that, but I'm going to demonstrate at that trial that we do have substantial evidence on this matter.
Well, I know he was in Pakistan, he was in Afghanistan, he had, his records have been sealed, he had all these different names he was using. Now, we know his mother was involved in intelligence at some level, so through these foundations. So, I see evidence there on the surface, but you're saying you have been given bona fide, bulletproof evidence. Tell us what you can about the evidence without getting into it. But why this evidence is so documented.
One of the things that I think that we have that's most telling is that he was not a student in the traditional or the non-traditional way at Columbia University or Columbia College for 2 years, as he states that he was, and they awarded him and conferred upon him a degree. He was not there. Under any circumstance can he demonstrate that he was there. I think that what we can demonstrate is that he made a statement which was not a part of his dreams from his father's book or any other statement during the campaign, that he traveled to Pakistan in 1981. Now, I've spoken to several other people who were a part of the Marxist Club in Occidental who identified Obama with several friends from the Pakistan, Afghanistan area. And I believe it was those people who introduced Obama. None of these people have ever uttered one word about their college friend, about the person who's now gone on to become president. This guy, Shahol Siddiqui, another person, Philip Bourne. They've not uttered one word in a 2-year period about this individual, Obama, and he's gone on to become president. You can't get an interview out of them, but they certainly were integral in introducing him to become to part of the Afghan Mujahideen Defense Forces.
Well, we know that Tony Blair, and this has been declassified, was MI6, and we know that they do get people. In fact, the new film Ghost Rider is basically about Tony Blair being CIA, and that's the main reason they went ahead and picked up Roman Polanski. I was first told that by an actor who knows some of these people, and now I went and saw the film. It's amazing. But it separately has been for the last 5 years in mainstream British news that he was MI6. So that fits the model of how they get them in college and then groom them to be prime ministers, to be presidents. But I mean, separate from that, you're saying you have, well, tell us about this trial. And and you're saying you have witnesses, you have documents. When is this trial coming? What's going to happen?
I think the other thing that we need to make note of, not only Tony Blair being a part of the intelligence agency, but Vladimir Putin as well was in the high echelon of the KGB. So it appears that the major world powers over the last decade or so have been involved in bringing people up out of the intelligence business into the leadership of the nation.
That's right, and it's also been declassified that when Bill Clinton was over in England, he was being run by the CIA section chief there when he was a Rhodes Scholar. So we see how this takeover works. And you got Bush, elder being director of the CIA, and then, of course, his son being president.
What we have been able to demonstrate is that there is, of course, Obama did not attend Patrice Lumumba School in Moscow, a school that was founded by the Russian government to spread Marxism throughout the continent of Africa, where they picked up this nobody who was the head of the Congo, a young man at 34 years of age, made him a great hero, and Russia built a school unto him, and then sent him back into Africa, into the nations there, to recruit and to develop the Marxist ideology. What we have to be, and we can see that the KGB would do that. What we have not looked at as the American people is that the universities such as Harvard, Yale, Princeton, Columbia, and others, they bring in people from other nations and give them honorary degrees, or honorable degrees rather, PhDs or master's degrees, and then send them back into their nations. And many of these people are not really qualified to receive those types of degrees, but they are good for the propaganda of whatever it is America wants to infiltrate into those nations. And we've been able to demonstrate that as well. And Obama, again, fit right into that process.